let's talk about the feedback, because you're a feedback
Sure.
master. That's something you talk a lot about. I have a funny story on that, which absolutely drives me up a wall even saying this. But again, because I'm in the world of golf and that's where I spend a lot of my time just casually as my own passion, I see a lot of people coaching, or I should say teaching in this case, because I wouldn't even call it coaching, but they're teaching somebody. And I've heard numerous times at the place that I play, all right, so we've changed everything and I'll see you next week. No notes, no videos. I mean, obviously I'm a CoachNow guy, so I'm all about quality feedback and giving people what they need to succeed. I've been around a long time. I had never heard, so we changed everything. See you next time. And then I
don't even know what that means.
Right. I watched the person hit one good one as the guy leaves. And then she's scrambling to like make some notes on her phone. She hits a couple squirrely ones and then leaves with her head down. Right. That's like the worst. So let's talk about quality feedback in your world of super high performance. But before we get to that, let's talk about more of the days when you were running cats and everything else, on how you give feedback to your trainers, how you give feedback to your athletes and all of that.
Yeah. I think using SAT, and I just talked about the SAT test, specific, authentic, and timely.
Okay, I like that. You're the king of acronyms as well, which I know about.
Yeah, because I wouldn't remember it unless you asked me, and then I thought of it. Yeah, specific to that moment. Like, you can't give feedback an hour later or a day later. Like, hey, remember when you did this yesterday? Huh?
It's the same with parenting, right? You can't punish the kid or give them feedback.
I don't even remember. I remember 10 minutes ago. I don't even remember a minute ago.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why, as a coach, you're those teachable moments, you're finding it to be specific. Authentic is it's real. Like, you can't say, hey, Spencer, here's specific. Don't overthrow the receiver. You overthrew the receiver. Like, well, why? Well, maybe I dropped back too far, or maybe I didn't step into the throw. I don't know, but it's got to be, hey, this is what happened. It's authentic, which means I care, and the timeliness of it. Right. That next time you gotta step with your left, or you were thrown off your back foot. Remember, we worked on A, B, and C, and this is why this happened. And that's your job as a coach, is what are you looking at? And then in giving it to them in that moment, it makes a lot of sense. It can't be later. And it can't be vague. Like, it's not specific to say, hey, the ball went through your, well, it is specific. Why'd you let that ball roll through your legs at shortstop? On the ride home, like, it's a disaster. Like, you could think about it, like, they didn't get low enough, and maybe your kids went through a growth spurt, and he or she just grew 2 inches and lost ankle mobility and hip mobility and really can't get that low, and it might take 6 months to get there. So good feedback is, you're going through a growth spurt. These things are probably going to happen a little more until you get a little bit lower, because you're taller, which is a good thing, and your feet are bigger. But we're going to work on that. And these are the exercises that we're going to do to try to kind of speed up the process of increasing mobility in your ankles and your hips. So you've actually given them good information, not, hey, after the game, like, you let 3 balls go between your legs. I didn't just become a bad shortstop. I just grew 2 inches. Right. And that's the challenge. Can I give it specific, authentic, timely, and kindly, really? Maybe put a K on the end of it, because it's not a problem. It's just something that, as a coach, we're looking to try to find a solution. Why is that? You just grew. This is what we're going to do. Just try to speed up the process of increasing mobility, so when you do get a ball hit like that, you're more likely to be able to feel it.
So within that feedback pathway that you kind of described, there's also, you're bolting on the solution as well, right? So it's not just the critique with the information and the why. You're also adding in the solution as well, right?
Yeah. And I think you use you're adding in the solution, and you use a great word, because it's the critique right there. And there's a big difference between, I think I've said it before, criticism and critical information. Our job is to provide critical information, which is, you just grew, you're having a hard time getting low. We're going to work on hip and ankle mobility. It's going to take a little while, be patient. Or criticism, you're letting the ball go through your legs. Yeah. That's personal. Right. That's personal. That's about the person. I feel badly, Can I give them critical information with, this is what I saw. This is how we can improve it. We can be patient, and this is how we're going to get better. That's critical information. It's not personal. And that's huge environmental piece too. It's feedback, but then it creates that social emotional environment. If you want to build trust with your athletes, which is essential, and I don't use buy-in, by the way, it feels too salesy, is that you establish trust. You look at that information, you take the personal out of it, and you provide the information, and then you show that as a coach that they can improve, and then you'll have more customers.